Hey guys, how are you? Today is the last day of Number Corner with Miss Trammell for the month of December. And I'm so excited because that means next week is Christmas and then we have New Year's, and so we're going to be on break. Isn't that exciting? You may also notice that today is my sparkly and bright rendition of a t-shirt. So I got on some Christmas lights because I'm feeling really festive. So we're going to go through our number corner today. We'll get to play what I thought was a fun game that we started the month off with, and we're going to look to see what might the rest of the pentominoes look like for the remainder of the month. So let's go ahead and start by looking at our date for today, which is December the 18th. We made it, you guys. 2021, here we come. It is December 18th, and here's our pentomino for today. Looks a lot like the 6, but it's rotated, right? Our area has stayed the same. Let's figure out what our perimeter is. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It's 12. We have a perimeter of 12. We have an area of 5. How many sides do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have 6 sides. Let's go ahead and fill that in before Miss Trammell forgets, because sometimes she forgets things. So we had 6 sides. We had a perimeter of 12. We had an area of 5. And I hope, guys, that by now you know without questioning the difference between perimeter and area, because we spent a lot of time with that this month. Now, are there any lines of symmetry? Remember, that means we could fold it and it will be the exact same on both sides, like a mirror image. Can we fold it this way? No. Can we fold it this way? No. There are 0 lines of symmetry for this shape. How many parallel sides do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have 3 horizontal and 3 vertical. So I'm going to put 6, and let's count our corners. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Have y'all noticed anything as we've continued to do our observation chart this month? You noticed anything? Like, one thing that I actually literally just this very moment, no jokes, I just noticed that the amount of perpendicular sides matches the number of sides for the shape. Can you believe it? Does it make sense? Because our number of sides, every side is going to have a corner, and that's when you form that perpendicular right angle. So it absolutely makes sense. I didn't even notice it before, which is very interesting. We can go back and look at some of our previous dates and see if it matches. 8, 8, 6, 6, 8, 8, 8. It does. And earlier in the month, we just stuck with yes and no. But if we were to go back and count, I could guarantee you that that pattern would remain the same, coincidentally enough. Is there anything else you guys noticed that maybe I didn't? Because I didn't notice that. Yeah, the first 12, well, not even the first 12, but the first few number corner calendar markers all had a perimeter of 12. They definitely all have an area of 5, but not all of them have a perimeter of 12. Remember? We had some with 10, which is interesting. On the 10th, we had a perimeter of 10, and on the, we only have one perimeter of 10? That can't be right. Let's double check. Let's see. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's true. On the 10th, we had a perimeter of 10. Everything else had a perimeter of 12. I wonder what the rest of our markers are going to look like for this month. Let's check them out. Saturday. Yeah, just looks just like the 7th. So we have 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, perimeter of 12. And we already know the area, so no need to count that, right? It's all 5 because it's a pentomino. And pent means 5, 5. Okay, let's look at the 20th. That one's pretty cool. Do we see the line of symmetry here? And there's a line of symmetry here. Yeah, let's just check the perimeter. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Perimeter of 12. Let's keep going. Just like the 9. Now, we have to check the 22nd because this was the only one that didn't have a perimeter of 12. So, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Still 10. That's so crazy to me. The 23rd. We have the 24th, which a lot of people celebrate as Christmas Eve. The 25th, which looks a lot like the 13th, and the 1st. So now we have some more rotations. I wonder if you can predict what some of the other or the rest of the month pieces would look like. Does anybody remember how many pentominoes there are? Standard pentominoes, not including when you rotate them. Yeah, there are 12. So every 12th day, they're going to repeat. So dates 1 through 12 had the normal set of 12. We can call them normal for today. And then 13 to 20. When did it restart? Yeah, 13 through 24 was the next set of 12. So these are all just repeating in a different rotation what we had earlier this month. Look at number 27 and number 15 and number 3. They're all the same because if you rotate it, it's still going to look the same no matter which way you rotate it, unless you try to make it look like an X. Okay? And then we have New Year's Eve and New Year's Day is January 1st. So that is what happened with our calendar grid this month. It was so cool to look at those pentominoes. Hopefully you had the opportunity to create your own pentominoes or to see if you possibly could think of another one to create that's not already on our board, or maybe create one and rotate it in a way that we haven't seen yet. So just to remind you, this month with our calendar, we've talked about lines of symmetry. We've talked about parallel lines. We've talked about perpendicular lines. We've talked about perimeter. We've talked about area. And then we learned a whole new term, pentomino, which has 5 congruent sides that one side has to be touching another. That's what we did this month with our calendar grid. Now today, we are going to play another mystery grid game. You may remember we played it the first time, and we had to figure out the dimensions of each color using the hints that I gave you and using what we knew about the area. So you had 2 grids in your number corner journal, and I think I told you that you could create your own in an earlier video. So if you did that, that's fine. You can quickly sketch a 10 by 10 and fill it in as we go, or you can just really pay close attention to see what's happening and where you might make some guesses about where colors are. Okay, I will remind you that all the colors are going to be grouped together. There's not going to be a color here and a color like red here and red there and red here. They're all going to be together, and they have an area of what's shown here. So red 16 square units, blue is 18 square units, green is 24 square units, purple is 42 square units, and each one of these squares represents 1 square unit. Now, I will also remind you that when we played this game, we had to use coordinates, and the first coordinate told us what row we were looking at, Or I'm saying that backwards. The first number tells you what column. So I'm doing this, but I'm saying something backwards. Sorry about that. The first number tells you the column. The second number tells you the row. So if I were to say 6, 3, the coordinate pair, 6, 3, that means I would go over 6 to the 6th column, and I would go up to the 3rd row. You with me? Okay. I am going to give you 3 hints, much like I did last time. You're going to have to use those hints to help you figure out or to make a guess about where, what the dimensions are for our different colors. Okay? All right. So if you don't have out your colored pencils, go ahead and get them out. Or crayons. I usually say no markers because it bleeds through the paper unless you've drawn your own on a separate sheet of paper, some graph paper, something like that. In that case, maybe. But usually colored pencils or crayons. Okay? So, first hint. Let's see. Last time I gave you corners and a middle. And I think I'm going to do that again. So here is your first hint. I will tell you that the coordinate pair 1, 10 is blue. You can go ahead and color yours in blue while I attempt to outline mine. Ms. Trammell is not going to color it in just for the sake of time. Okay? So that is the coordinate pair 1, 10. Remember, the first number is going to tell you what column to look in, and the second number is going to tell you which row to go to. Right? So that's our first hint. That's our first corner. Maybe the next corner. This next corner is green. Go ahead and outline yours just like I'm outlining mine, or you can actually shade yours in. You probably can do yours a lot faster than Ms. Trammell can do this on a computer. Okay, so we got blue in one corner, we got green in the next corner, and I didn't tell you the coordinate pairs, my apologies. This is actually, can you guess? Remember, the first number tells you what column, so what column am I in? Right, I'm in the 10th column. And what row am I in? First row. So it would be 10, 1. That will be our coordinate pair. All right, our last hint is going to be, let's do 6, 6, dead center. Or what I think might be the dead center. And that's going to be purple. So I am going to outline that. Purple. All right, do you think you guys can use this to help you figure out some of our dimensions for our colors? Maybe we should start, let's choose a color to start with. Should we start with blue? Should we start with green? Should we start with purple? Let's start with blue, just because that was our first clue. So blue is 18 square units. How can I make 18 square units? What could my dimensions be? Awesome. They could be 6 and 3. So it could be a 6 by 3. Okay. What else could it be? Right, a 9 by 2. Awesome. Now, can it be an 18 by 1 for this picture? Absolutely not, because we don't have 18 going across horizontally, nor do we have 18 going up vertically. So it cannot be 18 by 1. It's either a 6 by 3 or it is a 9 by 2. So which one would you choose? Would you like to try the 6 by 3 first? Let's try 6 by 3. So 6 by 3 would mean I would have 6 going across this way. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which would put me in the 6th column. So that would be my first number in my coordinate pair. And then if it was a 6 by 3, that means I'd have to stop at 8. So let's try it. 6, 8. Do you think it's blue? I will actually tell you it's not. It's purple. So if it's not a 6x3 this way, could it be a 6x3 the other way? Meaning our 6 is going this way and our 3 is going this way. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That would mean our coordinate pair could be 3, 5. 3, 5. Let's try it. Okay, so since we knew that our 3, 5 was indeed blue, and if you didn't know, I'm telling you now that it was blue, which means our 6x3 worked. It's just that our 6 didn't go this way. Our dimension of 6 is going this way vertically, and our dimension of 3 is horizontal. So you can go ahead and shade in this whole blue section right now, really quickly. If you need to pause this video, go for it. Let's work on figuring out green next. We know green has an area of 24 square units. So we have to have 24 of these squares within our green space. So what are some possible dimensions of 24? What can it not be? Right? It cannot be 12 and 2 because we don't have 12. It's a 10 by 10. Okay, so what else for 24? Right, we have 6 times 4, so a 6 by 4 would be 24, or it could be a 3 by 8. Let's try 3 by 8 first. So, since we know this corner is green, let's go ahead and do, since we're doing a 3 by 8 first, we'll start here counting our 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and up 3. So let's try a 3, 3 for our coordinate pair. Is it green? Actually, guys, 3, 3 is red. Got your first red mark. Does that mean it can't be a 3 by 8? Not necessarily. We can try 8 going this way and then 3 going this way. So let's try it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we'll be in the 8. So our pair would be 8, 8. That's actually purple. 8, 8 is purple. So if it's not a 3 by 8 or an 8 by 3, what is it? What are our other options? A 6 by 4. Let's try a 6 by 4. So that means we'll have 6 down here, so that'd be 5, 4. 5, 4. Guess what? 5, 4 is indeed green. So what does that mean our green section is? Where is our green section? Yeah, this is our green section. We have a 6 by 4, so 4, and then 6 going horizontally this way. So this whole area is green. That should make finding red and purple really easy. Because red is 16 square units, and look what we have here. A 4 by 4. What do we know about 4 times 4? It's 16, so without even having to guess, we should know that this is a 4 by 4 because remember I said it's going to create a rectangle and they're all going to be touching. We're not going to have random colors and random spaces. That's the only thing that would make sense, right? We couldn't have an 8 by 2 because that means we'd be bleeding into the green and the blue space, green or the blue space. So what does that mean about purple? Purple is 42 square units. What is our dimensions? Yeah, we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, a 7 by 6. So the remainder of this grid is 42 inches for our 42 square units, for our purple section, which is a 6 by 7. Great job. I think doing some mystery puzzles like this is really fun. So I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I hope that you guys will enjoy your break, get some much needed rest, and maybe I'll see you in January. Have a happy holidays. Be safe. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.